We have shared that once the students complete a set of lessons at the end of specific competencies, they will be completing a progress monitor. That progress monitoring task will allow you to see how the students respond to instruction. It is not whether we will say, do these lessons work? It is much more, what is the student's response to the provided instruction? Because if the students do not respond as expected, then perhaps we need to make adjustments, or we will reteach the second set of 5 and we will have the second dictation sentence. So there is a different avenue we will follow. Instead of teaching consistently the first set of 5 words, we will now proceed with a repetition of a week. But in this case, we will work with the second set of 5 with a second provided sentence. So what are these progress monitoring tasks? I will show you an example. So once the students complete the preparatory lessons, the prep lessons, they will have a task where they will be identifying the syllables, syllable types, number of syllables in a word, and they will be circling the syllable type. They will have a real word and a nonsense word task. So these are the directions for the task. Use your knowledge about how to read words using your strategy to identify syllables and apply it when reading each of the words from the list below. Look at the word on the left, identify the vowel, underline it, write how many syllables you have, think what you know about syllable types, circle the type of syllable from the list on the right. The list, for the students to know and for you to know, it includes 15 real words and 5 nonsense words. So here's an example. Fur, how many vowels? 1. What type of syllable? Our control. This is the word. The students will need to underline, write how many syllables, and then circle the type of syllable. In this case, closed. So they don't need to write if it's an open, if it's a closed. They need to circle the type of syllable. This will help make the task more timely to be completed. After they will complete this set of 15 words that are real words, they also have 5 nonsense words, pseudo words, because the goal is to see, do they understand the pattern? Do they understand the syllable in this case? So they have chark, 1 syllable, and that is an R control, 5, etc. Now, at the end of this, and you will mark how many real, how many nonsense, how many altogether, in order to see if they score above 80%. We also provide you with the answer key, so you don't have to figure out what's the answer in this case. So the answers are included to make the process of you grading and marking it faster too. And we note for you at the end that if a student scores less than 80%, then you can repeat the second set. Now, again, if the students put a semicircle or if they underline it, that's correct. If a student circles 2, ask them instead of saying this is wrong, because maybe they were hesitant. We have seen sometimes working with third graders, they may be hesitant as they are trying to remember a task, and they may start circling something and circle something else. Don't count it as a mistake. Ask them, what did you mean over here? So that you will really repeat if you need to, because you really need to, not because of a mistake. Now, these were the tasks that we have, and I'm showing you from my own desktop. When we were working with real words and pseudo words. But when we will work later with prefixes and with suffixes and with larger units, besides including the identification of the syllable type and the spelling, because later we include spelling. When we work with prefixes, suffixes, and meaning now, we're working morphemes that carry meaning. We care about the meaning. And what is the meaning in this case? And what is the meaning of the word because of the function of that prefix? So we have embrace. And then the question is, again, what is the prefix? What is the meaning in that case? And then what is the type of syllable is the base. So the students will box the prefix, will identify the syllable type, in this tape will be VCE, and then they will say what the meaning of the prefix is. They may tell you what the meaning of the whole word is. That is fine. It is okay if they are able to do this. And then we provide you again with an answer key to the task. After we include a task where the students need to complete the sentence, and they will utilize a nonsense word. So the girl likes to plan ahead of time. She likes to pre-plan, plan ahead of time. And this is now nonsense words. They are pseudo words for the completion of the sentence, thinking if they really can tell what is the meaning of the prefix and what does it do to the base. And then based on that prefix, they will select to place a word into the sentence. You'll also notice that then we are working with, it's not to trick the students, it's to see if they understand the function of the word within the sentence. And then also we provide you with the answer key. Finally, we have included spelling words. So there is a set of the words that the students will spell. The directions are provided here. We always tell them to check their work, use their strategy, and the teacher is providing the word, and the teacher is using it in a sentence and repeats it. So tripod, I set up my camera on a tripod to film the play. Tripod, and the students will write the word tripod. At the very bottom, we're giving you a guidance. If the students can read 80%, but they can spell 75, less than 75. So less than 80%, less than 75% for spelling, then you will consider to repeat the set of lessons for the week of prefixes, and in this case, and work with a second set of 5 for the reading words, for the spelling, and for the second sentence. So this is the guidance that we provide to you for the progress monitor. The progress monitors are also included in your manual, and you can also access them from the folders where they are located.